This video is sponsored by Describe. Hey everybody, Describe is no stranger to the channel. They've sponsored a lot of videos. They offer finely crafted box text. If you go here, I searched for the word fairy and we find all kinds of things. There's characters, that we've got the plains, a fairy ring, Baba Yaga, all sorts of interesting things. And if you click this, it will show you the whole text about what particularly you're looking for. So this fairy ring is a mushroom. The mushrooms form their circle, leaving the center to feed the new green grass with old death. If you are looking for a way to spice up your game in the description department, I highly recommend Describe. They are not only really cool people, they are also providing a really unique and awesome service. So check it out today by going to describe.com/Jordan with a PH. You can go and save some of your favorite ones and remember them later on. Hello everybody, Jordan here, the PH is silent, and Wild Beyond the Witchlight is out, so if you go to the DMs Guild, there's going to be a lot of Feywild-esque things kind of surfacing, and I wanted to highlight some of the ones that I have either bought or received as like review copies, but that I think are worth your time. So this is kind of a unique DMs Guild review in that I'm not going to touch on a specific one thing, but rather like here's kind of a Feywild bundle that I think is really cool. All right, up first is Domains of Delight. This is an official one from Wizards of the Coast, and I get the feeling that they were going to make a Domains of Dread, kind of a Ravenloft, but it's going to be Domains of Delight. They were going to make a counterbook to the Domains of Dread that we got. And that probably was like, hey, we have all this information, but we really want to focus on maybe the adventure itself rather than like a supplement that explains a whole bunch about the Feywild. So they went ahead and published this. And it's on the DMs Guild. You can't get it in print, but the PDF is $8, and I believe it goes to, all proceeds go to nonprofit Extra Life. So it's for a good cause. I definitely think that this is worth it if you're going to create your own adventures in the Feywild, if that's something that you're interested in. It's got a lot of just obscure Feywild logic and, I don't know, and the same tools that we saw with Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, where this is how you create a Domain of Dread. This is how you're going to create a Domain of Delight. And that's the direction they're going, where instead of the Shadowfell and the Feywild, we're going to have these Domains of Dread and Domains of Delight, and they kind of intersect, but all through story rather than direct ways. So going over here, we've got a lot of information on weather and how spells in the Feywild work, Fey contracts, accidental Fey contracts, which I find interesting. Food can be a very contractual obligation. If you sit down with a Fey and have a nice meal with them, you might be indebted to them in some way. Hooray! Now, because I have a lot of these to go through, I'm not going to talk specifically about every single one, but this has a lot of tables, a lot of like Fey curses. It's got a lot of fun art, and I think you could create some really interesting Domains of Delight or just Feywild realms if you wanted to make your own Feywild more your own. It's really fun. Up next, I want to talk about the Feywild Companion. This came out not recently. It's been out for quite a while, but it's got a lot of authors in it that like worked on this. It's really cool. Within here, we have some subclasses, lineages and races, backgrounds, and new spells, feats, familiars, magic items, what looks like trinkets, wild effects, and 31 monsters. It's a really big, complete thing. There's a lot going on here. Now, if you're going to start a Feywild campaign and you're going to start in the Feywild and your characters want to have like Fey backgrounds and stuff, this could be a lot of fun. And it also separates you from other players. And sometimes it's just interesting to try out weird, very campaign specific subclasses. Not that these are like completely off the rails or anything like that. But I think it's fun and you can do some really cool things to kind of stand out and then have maybe those different Feywild spells that aren't found in regular Tashas and Xanathars and what have you. Yeah, looks like you can get some Far Realm Beast or a Fey Beast as like a, yeah. So this is really fun. I like this art too. I'm usually not that interested in uh, DM's Guild class supplements and stuff unless they're themed. And so the fact that this is themed around the Feywild, I could definitely be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to play this type of a bard. But something that I really enjoy about the DM's Guild is the backgrounds. So a lot of places will give you, especially for the Forgotten Realms, like here is a collection of backgrounds if you want to actually play a realms heavy game or or other things like that. And the Wizards of the Coast Adventurers or the Wizards of the Coast Adventures actually have unique backgrounds to them as well. So things like this is really fun. Backgrounds are really easy to make, but they're really useful for players, in my opinion, and for dungeon masters to get players into their world. So I love the monsters. I think it's fun. A tiny Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's all you really need, guys. Up next is the Monster of Wonderia. This is written by Anthony Joyce. He's written quite a few stuff, and I believe he's a DM's Guild adept. I'm not sure. But what happened is when they came out with the Domains of Delight supplement, a lot of these authors, I think they were like told to use it to create an adventure. And so they did. So this is a fun 2-hour adventure that you can use in tandem with The Wild Beyond the Witchlight or just whatever. And there's a whole bunch of other ones. Justice Arman, he's somebody that I really enjoy. And Kat Kruger is also somebody really cool. They have written a lot of these. The only one I have is the Monster of Wonderia, but it's super fun. So the Monster of Wonderia, it's very childlike, very fun. And this is just like a fun, quick adventure. It gives you background. What is the domain that you're in? Well, you're in Wonderia. Overview, adventure hooks, call to action, what's going on. And you're just running around having a good time in your like little kid world with happy bugs everywhere. Part 2, inside the bag of holding. I like that a lot. That's fun. So yeah, it's really quick, it's really fun, and it's cute, but I think it would, if with the right group, it would really add to it. This next one is Through the Veil, Tales of the Feywild. This is a collection of Feywild one-shots of various levels. And I know the person who worked on this. I actually did the foreword for it, so it's kind of fun that was they asked me to. I'm good friends with Elise, who kind of coordinated this from what I remember. And it's super fun. So again, if your players are lost in the Feywild, these are fun little adventures that you can come upon. The other cool thing about Through the Veil, Tales of the Feywild, is that you can get it print. So it comes with a standard color book hardcover for $37, and you get the PDF as well. It also has a bunch of maps and what have you for all the things. And then like lots of people contributed. Like it's really cool. So if you are planning on going through the Feywild, then I think this would be really good for you just to have this in your back pocket. And yeah, so there's some fun ones linked so you can just jump right into it. I love it a whole bunch when they do that. Comes with maps. Yeah, a blight on the Feywild. There's also some magic items, I believe. Yeah. Staff of the Dryad, things like that are in here for the various adventures. Fomorians, also a very Feywild-esque creature that live in the Feydark. But yeah, lots of fun and lots of characters and NPCs that you can use. And that leads me into the next one, and the final one for the day is Through the Veil, Treasures of the Feywild. So the same people, Elise and a bunch of others, got together and they just made a book of magic items that you would find in the Feywild. And this book is really cool. If you are interested in again, the Feywild and Fey magic, like this is a great book for you to just have the magic items to place around when you need them. And they all kind of have a specific twist, I guess, or just kind of a fun magic something about it. So let's just look at some of these real quick. Oh, and who's this? It's the forward. Oh yeah, AJ Pickett. There you go. He did the forward. We've got weapons. I'm actually going to do this so we can kind of see what's going on. So like if we go to weapons, yeah, the Face Layer. There's like this whole background of it and then what you actually get with it. Heart of Frost, the Ironbark Lily, the Mace of Many Voices. That's a fun one. And then what was it? Nature's Grasp. But what does Nature's Grasp do? This is a quarterstaff. It looks normal, has a white flower. The white flower at the tip has 4 petals representing the number of charges the weapon currently holds. You gain a +1 to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. As an action, you can expend 1 charge to cast one of the following spells without using a spell slot. Thorn Whip, Create or Destroy Water, Purify Food and Water, or Entangle. Very fun. Alternatively, you can spend 3 charges to do Beast Sense, Gust of Wind, Locate Animals or Plants, or Spike Growth. Psychic Grass Blade, I do like that. Oh, this is one that I really enjoyed, Scissors of the Seelie Court. So I've always had a running thing where I want to have like 2 short swords that are actually scissors, and then you can put them together and like cut people. And that's exactly what this is. So you have 2 short swords. They are just separate short swords by themselves. They are a +2, but when you put them together, you can cut into the fabric of space-time and cast Dimension Door. So you're like cutting into it and creating a little portal for you to like zip through to get far away. And you can do that once per long rest, which is super fun. Super, super fun. Lots of like flavor for just a simple thing, but I love it. I do like masks a lot. I think they are a fun magic item to have because it is such a empowering thing to be somebody else kind of a thing. And you think about masquerades and these beautiful large masks. So this is Starlight Masquerade. So we have Mask of the Starlight Dryad, some interesting stuff. Mask of the Starlight Changeling, the Pixie, all kinds of interesting things. So let's look at Pixie. While attuned to this item, you can cast Dancing Lights at will. In addition, once per day, you can cast Polymorph without expending a spell slot. And then we've got wands and stuff, which is really fun, and some adventuring gear. Something that I love is trinkets. So here's a fun trinkets table. Again, if you're doing a Feywild adventure, this is really cool and lots of awesome fun stuff in it. And then just roll tables. Same thing in the DMG. You're going to look at which magic item table you need to roll on, but this is specific to your Treasures of the Feywild book. They really did a great job with this, putting it together. So hats off, Elise, and I 100% recommend Through the Veil, the adventures, and Through the Veil, the magic items. So to recap, I want to talk about, here it is again, Domains of Delight by Wizards of the Coast. Totally a good buy. Feywild Companion, a lot of information in this PDF. Really, really cool. It's super in-depth. This is more player-focused, I feel, but like DMs are going to find a lot of use for this as well. The Monster of Wonderia, just a fun introductory adventure to the Feywild to kind of get the feeling for it. Maybe you want to run that as part of something like this, or maybe you want to just run it by itself. I don't know, it could be fun. This might even be a really fun one for some younger kids. Through the Veil, Tales of the Feywild. Again, if your party is running through the Feywild, then this is a great resource to have those adventures as they stumble upon whatever village and what do you need us to do here? Okay, and then they can't leave until they do that or something. It's fun though. Lots of really cool people worked on this. And in that same vein, lots of other really cool people worked on this, which is just Treasures of the Feywild. A little more expensive, but totally worth it as it's very themed magic items that have a backstory, which is the ones that I enjoy. Thanks again, Describe, for sponsoring this video, and check them out. Go to describe.com/Jordan with a PH. I also have links to all of these down below. Those are affiliate links. If you use them, a little bit comes back my way, which helps me keep the lights on here, much like Describe sponsoring also helps keep the lights on here. So if you've bought any of these and you like them and use them regularly, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what one you think I should review or look at, something that you really, really, truly enjoy. I only really cover DM's Guild supplements that I like, so nobody paid for any of these reviews or anything. This is just something that I do, and if I really like a resource, then I try to highlight it. So congrats to all these awesome authors and artists, and go out and play more Dungeons & Dragons in the Feywild. Okay, bye.